right, let's go. Let's react to this video.
Number two, we need to use other people's money.
Breaking news, CNN learning that El Salvador has rejected the Trump administration's request to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia. That is the man who was mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison over a month ago from Maryland to El Salvador. One U.S. official telling CNN that El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, has made it clear that he will not release Abrego Garcia. But, of course, the reality of it is that he's there because Trump sent him there because he asked Bukele to take these deportees. And Trump is now making a stunning admission. I mean, it's maybe not, maybe it shouldn't be stunning, but it is.
But he's not really there. Just Trump. Come on now. Trump isn't asking random people just to go to El Salvador. The problem with CNN, they leave all the context out, you know.
Because he's actually saying it now. He is saying that he could get Abrego Garcia back if he wanted to.
Most Americans would agree that they want to get rid of fraud and waste. Yes. And now you're saying that the greatest accomplishment of DOGE was that they've solved IT problems?
And I spoke to another cabinet secretary yesterday who said this has been a, quote, wonderful accelerant.
So what?
This continues. The program continues.
Politicians say whatever they say to be able to put on a good face.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm frustrated.
You look enraged.
I'm frustrated like most Americans because we want to know where the cuts are.
Gretchen, let me just hit pause here. I mean, look. People get worked up at this table, yourself included, all the time. Let's not call people angry when they're simply making a point.
But she's very upset.
Like I just have to say that because I think that
you're blaming it on IT.
Let's deal with.
I'm not blaming anything. I'm saying it was a good byproduct.
Scott and Gretchen, just give me 1 second, okay? Let's deal with the issues at hand. We don't have to, you know, say you're angry, you're, you know, this. She's just making a point, okay?
All right. As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other...
How you gonna be randomly kidnapping illegal folk against their illegal migrant rights? How would you feel if you went to their country, jumped their borders illegally, and they just snatched you up and just threw you out their country, huh? Huh?
country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country. Like that is absolutely insane. So yes, all I got to say is y'all need to get these fools out of here. But Deborah, as far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country? Like that is absolutely insane. So yes, all I got to say is
you don't have none of those civil constitutional rights unless you're an American citizen. Like that's for American citizens. This ain't a right for the whole world to have. And just come on now.
Y'all need to get these fools out of here. But Deborah.
She said, "What if another country was sending people in our country,
like Venezuela,
like when we had 10 million people coming the border under the Biden administration?"
And then some of them have planes that flew them out from their country to America. Aren't they protesting about that right now?
Didn't some of them get sent here by the government?
Is this why the American people said we want them gone?
Wasn't 11,000 of them murderers?
Go figure.
And you know, I listened to a podcast the other day, non-political, and it was just the FBI, like he was an FBI guy for like 20 years or 25 years. And he was saying like back even in the 90s and stuff, like there was a lot of like spies in America from other countries. So he's like, do you think that there's spies in America right now? He said, oh, there's tons. I said, dang.
Oh, wow.
Duh. We seen somebody come across the border and say, "You will know me soon."
Jasmine Crockett, we ain't heard about
our
her.
country.
She claims she claims she is an attorney, but she just doesn't know the law because she knows she chooses to ignore it. It's illegal.
One second, guys. We got
the children that you mentioned were not deported. They went with their.
Got to pay some bills.
I and our administration are grateful for the courageous law enforcement officers who are putting their lives on the line every single day to protect their fellow Americans.
What's up, team? It's John from Beginner Training.
Hey, thank you for coming to the channel. Before we hop into the video, do me a favor. That shit's big. Okay. I don't stretch this video a little bit. There we go. Hey, thank you for coming to the channel. Hey, thank you for coming to the channel. Before we hop into the video, do me a favor.
Deported. They went with their mothers. Their mothers requested that the children come with them. So their mothers were deported because they were illegal aliens.
They didn't get through the process.
And so
to go through
they went.
process.
So there's really two choices here: split the family or keep the family together. The U.S. government's policy here was to let the mothers decide. The mothers decided to take the children. That's number one. On the Garcia case, effectively what you all are arguing for, passionately, and what Democrats are passionately arguing for, is for the President of the United States to re-import a dangerous member of a transnational terrorist organization who has clear affiliations with a gang that commits heinous atrocities. That is not what he was elected to do. And whether you bring him back here or not, I'm just going to explain to you the politics of this through telling you what the Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, did today, which is that he told his members, please, for the love of God, stop going to El Salvador and dying on this hill. The politics of this could not be worse for the left and worse for Democrats because the president knows he was elected to protect us from MS-13, and that is what they are doing.
None of the things you just said have been proving. None of the things.
What do you say about the tattoos?
I say that what Trump said yesterday was an absolute lie.
It's not. They're not.
Wait,
they're not Photoshopped.
are you saying the MS-13 that Donald Trump claims are legitimate tattoos of this guy are true? Are you saying the Photoshop?
She's talking about the translation in the picture where he said this tattoo means M, this tattoo means S, this tattoo means 13. Oh, he put that there. Yeah, it's called a translation. Down there.
Have been proving none of the
What do you say about the tattoos?
I say that what Trump said yesterday was an absolute lie.
It's not. They're not.
Wait,
they're not
are you saying the MS-13 that Donald Trump claims are legitimate tattoos on this guy are true? Are you saying the Photoshop
Are you a tattoo truther? I mean, I don't understand.
Wait, are you a Photoshop?
You're getting away from the issue. Hold on. Yeah, we are getting away from the issue. Scott, the picture of his knuckles does not say MS-13.
The symbols.
Okay, yeah. Let me just explain to people
that
what we're
has not
talking
been
about
proven
here.
either, Scott.
Let me just explain to people what we're talking about here. There are symbols on his knuckles. None of them say MS-13. However, this administration has decided that they symbolize something related to MS-13, which is disputed by a lot of people.
It's not disputed.
I am
Real
going
quick,
to move on.
I can't.
Can I? No. Hold up.
Real quick, bro. His girl, Brandon showed us the picture. His girl took a selfie with him. She covered up his knuckles with an emoji. His ex-wife. Did y'all see what his ex-wife said recently? I think I already sent it. His ex-wife said
he was arrested from the wife is because he threatened to kill her.
Hold on, bro.
That's facts.
I sent it.
That's
Hold
facts.
on.
Yes.
Look, hold on.
Is this true?
He also, hold on. That's also something.
But we gotta keep it 100. Like the way they trying to say, oh, we don't know what his tattoos mean. Like we don't know that MS-13 have gang identifying tattoos. That
right here.
The DEA and drug and gang enforcement agencies can easily identify by arresting other members of MS-13.
No, this is like the
this
craziest.
desperate attempt to say, well, we don't know.
I just want to know why you fight for this guy. I mean, there's people in this country who are worth fighting for. You know, why this guy?
What his tattoos are. Anytime someone has a gang tattoo, I'm sure the gang units know exactly what those tattoos mean.
This is like the craziest level of politics I've ever seen.
That's it. That's
politics. Oh, this is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she was dating a gang member.
The ex-wife.
Like
what type of handwriting?
Ex-husband, my
So
bad.
do they not believe
his wife, Kilmars Garcia's wife, as it says here, was previously married. Her ex-husband said in court he was worried for his children's lives because she is dating a gang member.
Damn.
This is the court papers.
Wow.
You have this.
It's got the date.
You have this. You have the tattoos.
What more do you need, bro?
What more do you need? If it,
She also
you know what I
filed
said?
a
If it
DV
walks like a
against
duck,
him for
if it
threatening
quacks
to
like
kill
a
her.
duck.
Must be a death.
And you know, El Salvador also said they're not going to send them back to America.
He's literally from El Salvador.
they know.
I'm just lost at why we have these activists that are trying to act like trying to get up here and act like these people get the same rights as us. I'm sorry, you don't. You're not a citizen.
What makes it tricky is you got these activists, you got these Democrats pushing it's all politics, and then you got these media that Trump calls fake news. They're kind of being subordinate in a way, or they're kind of meddling. You know, they're playing along with these games and these ideas. You know, so if you don't know nothing and you tuning in to all these news stations who are going along with this, this is why this is the political Decode channel, because brothers like this, the Carter family, and me, we're here to help you out.
You're not American. You don't belong here, and we're sending you back to where you belong.
That's it, I think.
They've told us that the process for you people, and I say you people being illegal immigrants, you people, the only process you get is to be sent back to where you came from. That's your due process. Marco Rubio said so. Hey, that's just what it is, big dog.
Right there. Click it. This is from the New York Post. No. Click the link.
He could kill his wife and get away with it.
Huh? Bragged? Well, let's read. You know, so we're not getting by. You know, let's see.
Alleged MS-13 member Kilmar Abrego Garcia once boasted he could kill his wife and no one could do anything to him, according to a request for a motion for a protective order she filed in 2020. I also have a recording that he told my ex-mother-in-law that even if he kills me, no one can do anything to him. Jennifer Vasquez Sura wrote in a court document she filed with the District Court of Maryland for Prince George's County on August 3rd, 2020. The newly surfaced document, a 2021 protective order request she filed against her husband. In the document, she alleged that he had punched, scratched, and grabbed her, with some of the alleged abuse so severe she was left with bruises and bleeding.
We know that's a fact.
Strike three.
This is a guy.
How many strikes did this dude need?
This is the Marilyn Man.
Hold on.
This is the Marilyn Man, y'all.
But I don't even understand why they're doing this, because do they not believe? Well, I know they don't believe what Trump said. They literally said we're going after criminals. So like,
bro, he had
after him,
deportation orders.
He had an adjudicated court order for his deport from 2020 or 2018, something like that. So he had a
So just so y'all understand about the MS-13 tattoo, they don't give MS-13 tattoos. They give symbols of what it means to, you know, it's like hieroglyphics almost. They give a symbol. And the Trump administration posted a photo of the tattoo, and then they put the number, photoshopped the number of what each symbol meant. Like, there's no disputing within the gang what those symbols meant. So they were just letting the American people see what these symbols mean. And so CNN is correct by saying, oh, it's Photoshop, but they're leaving out the context. But that tattoos does mean MS-13. But when you watch that whole spat with them, they try to quiet down Scott. And like let's just get to the next point. Let's get to the next point. Because they're trying to still sway and convince the average listener that the tattoos are Photoshop. You understand? Like let's say it's a tree and a raccoon and something else. Well, the tree might mean M, the raccoon might be S. You know, this other symbol might mean the 1. You know, it's like it's crazy just how misled they lead people.
Deportation for years.
It's crazy that he was so confident that he was not gonna get in trouble for it.
Her ex-husband said in court, I'm scared for my kids. She's dating a gang member. He's not a gang member. He's an upstanding citizen.
At this rate, Trump is going to deport less
than Obama.
So
what are we crying
like
here?
140,000 people.
We behind schedule.
Way behind schedule.
I wonder if they bring up a Marilyn Man then.
Is disputed by a lot of people.
It's not disputed.
I am going to move on.
Can I?
No. Hold
Why
up.
do we always have to play this game of interrupting people when they're talking?
But you're
saying...
saying...
What is the point of me being on the show if I can never finish my freaking point?
Okay.
This is getting really annoying, Abby.
Hold on.
Everyone else has made their statements. I have yet to say anything.
Hold on a second, okay?
I mean, Jesus.
Hold on a
Why are you
second.
so angry?
Because I want to say something, and I have a point of view to make that as well.
Hang on just 1 second. Share, Michael. Let me ask you a question. The question is, has the government presented evidence in court that Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13?
Yes. My response.
And the answer is no, that has not happened in
Okay.
court.
Damn, wait. She asked him a question, and before he can answer, she answered her own question. Boy, I would be blowing a fuse if I was him. You know, I would be blowing a fuse. They don't have to present evidence because a judge had already adjudicated that he was illegally in the country and needed to be deported. The technicality was the judge said he could not be deported to El Salvador because he had gang-affiliated ties and he might get killed there. So he was already adjudicated as in ruled that he was there illegally. And they know this.
Publicly, it doesn't mean that those claims are not in police reports.
In 2019,
it doesn't mean that they're not in police reports. They're just not statements that were made in
2019. The immigration judge at the time believed the Prince George's County gang unit and the evidence that they presented before that judge at the time that Mr. Garcia did indeed belong to a gang. This is not my opinion. People can Google this crap. They can Google this. CBS reported on this. If a judge believed it in 2019, is it now all of a sudden not true?
The judge granted him a withholding of removal.
No, I acknowledge that fact.
Which is a different issue. Hold on.
But the point remains that a judge found the evidence to be credible that Mr. Garcia did indeed belong to a gang. So now all of a sudden we're just not going to believe judges?
The judge?
We can't have it both ways.
I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but my only point is the government
too far down.
has not
it's a rabbit hole now.
Beyond the police report, they have not actually presented the evidence to prove that he belonged to this gang.
So police reports not considered evidence before a court of law? Do judges not consider police reports? What are we saying here?
Sure, Michael, what was the original? I actually want Michael to finish the point.
It absolutely is relevant
Man,
to the argument from the administration,
off.
which is that Mr. Garcia belonged to a gang as one of the reasons of deporting him out of the country. And you guys are saying there's no truth to it. There's no facts to this. That's not true.
Nah, bro.
They got
Michael. It's hard to be a Republican on CNN.
Man,
hey, look at Scott right there.
Scott, finally I got me a tennis player. Scott's like, finally I got me a ping pong guy.
Yeah.
Finally got him a tennis player.
I would have told her to shut up.
I'll tell you what.
Can you let him answer
They
the
do
question
not
that you
want.
asked him?
She asked him.
They do not want two Scotts.
But he answered the question.
It'd be over for
He
CNN.
answered it. She said, "Is there evidence in the court?" Yes, there is. In 2019, No, there isn't. He just said, yes, there is. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. We pulled it up. We ain't no lawyers. We pulled it up. We got the internet.
Man, pull the last clip of him and Anna.
Hey, bro, Anna is my least favorite person on The View. I hate her worse than, I won't say I hate her. I dislike her worse than I
Anna's a
dislike
hustler.
Sunny Host.
She knows the talking point. She claims she's a Republican, and she just gets
if I had to
to the
go
bag,
top
you know?
three, one her, two Sunny, three Joy.
It's a
That's my
hustle.
top three least favorite.
All right, what's yours? What's yours?
Who's your top three?
Y'all
then?
see that? Tattoo?
Her.
Wow.
I know
What's
y'all
yours?
like
What's
that.
yours?
Sunny. I might not put Joy. Sunny or Joy is Joy, Sunny.
Go ahead, brother. He taking forever.
Joy, Sunny.
Sunny is forever my number
Joy
one.
is worse.
I could never.
Nothing
Joy is way worse.
She's
than-
second though.
No,
The
Joy
rest of
is.
them, but Sunny.
No, Sunny's.
Hold on,
Sunny.
These
Joy's
guys
old
will
and
argue
range.
who's the worst
Sunny.
host on The View.
Whatever her name.
She, ooh,
What's her
I
name?
hate, bro.
What's her name?
That's a hard argument.
Anna?
I don't even want to put her on my
dislike
top
her.
list
She's
like
top
that.
I don't like her.
What's the
I don't dislike her
old
like
lady
that.
with the orange hair?
Joy.
It's not Joy. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
Joy
that's
Behar.
I was thinking about Joy Reid.
I was at first
No,
too.
it's Joy Behar.
Okay,
You talking about the view?
we talking about The View. I was
Years of
thinking about Joy
neglect.
Reid.
And letting people walk into here
I thought
without
it was a
any,
husband.
and letting people walk into here without any
but that's-
process at
that's
all,
not
and
true.
now you're
Listen,
trying to
a lot
gum
of-
up the works to keep them
Okay,
here.
a lot of
Where
them
we-
came in.
where
A
we
lot
are
of them
right
came
now,
in with
CNN
parole. A
polling-
lot of them came.
CNN polling
Parole.
shows 54% of
parolees in my
Americans
country.
want Mr.
November
Abrego
polling showed
Garcia
Donald
back.
Trump won the
That's
election,
CNN
so
polling.
I don't- well, you know,
CNN
we're
polling
not
shifting.
All right.
We are a
CNN poll.
sovereign
Guys.
nation, and you cannot
The
just come into our country illegally
54%
whenever the
of
heck you want,
CNN
because we
poll
can't do it
wanted
to
him
any other
back in
country on
the
the
country.
face of
Asylum
this
is
earth.
illegal
The
right
You
real
come
number is
illegally,
like
you
maybe
have to leave.
34%.
Americans are tired of that. We do not have
Which is still
unlimited
way too
You know who
resources.
was here
We have to
illegally
care
with a
for our own people
deportation order?
first.
Marco Rubio's
Okay,
grandfather.
all right, let's.
We're not talking about
let's.
Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're
Anna.
not. Now that's
No,
not relevant.
it's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking
It's not
about
relevant
Marco
to this
Rubio because
conversation
Marco
at
Rubio
all.
used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used
Well,
to
I'm
be
not Marco
an
Rubio.
advocate
and
for
let me
Nicaraguans
tell you
and
my
Cubans.
beliefs.
No, I
If you
know
come
you're
into
not.
this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not
Listen,
have unlimited
I
resources
think a lot of Americans.
to take care of other
There's
people.
a hell of
We
a
have
lot
our
of
own
people,
people
other than the
first,
black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They
From
are
a
not
lot
the
of
same as
different-
black people who were brought here against
That's
our will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
argument
there is
their
a
butts
lot
across
of
the
people
border.
other
There's a
than
big
the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly what
There
I
is a
just
big
said.
difference.
Hold on, what I just said, Sherman. There's a hell of a lot of people.
I've been waiting for her to put a
who were
foot on
brought
the
here
mouth.
as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited
I
resources.
think a lot of Americans.
Do not have unlimited
There's a hell of a
resources.
lot of
Hold on,
people,
guys.
other than the black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not.
Look. This the point. If you're a Democrat, you're probably young. You need to understand. Okay, we don't have unlimited resources, right? If you think so, look how many of our neighborhoods of Americans are struggling, right? So if you have unlimited resources, you take care of those first, right? You don't just keep opening the door to let more people eat out of your refrigerator when you only have 2 pears and an apple in there, right? So that's number one. Number two, they say, well, they're just coming to take jobs Americans won't do. Well, that's halfway true. But if you're down here in South Florida where they've been here generations and generations, they're no longer taking jobs Americans won't do. They're in management role. They're running businesses. They took your jobs. You know what I mean? So this isn't a game. You know what I mean?
Same as black people who were brought here against
That's
our will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
walk
there is
their
a
butts
lot
across
of
the
people
border. There's
other
a big
than the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly what I
There's a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Sir Michael.
and
Look and
Anna.
act indignant. That's
Okay.
exactly what
It's
I
not
just
about
said.
acting
I-
indignant.
I-
Yes, it is.
let me
You just heard me
share
say
Michael.
that other than the black
Anna
people
and share Michael.
there are
You're
a
about
lot
to
of
lose
people
our
from
job.
Share Michael. I think
many
you actually
countries that came
misheard
here
what she.
illegally.
So
I
many
think you
black
misheard
words,
what she
Anna,
said.
you're gonna lose your job.
She said.
Yes, she did.
So now you're in my
Share
brain?
Michael. Listen to me for
Is
just a
that,
second.
is that where we're going?
You
Share
think
Michael.
I would
Listen to me
say
for a
I who
second.
have advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people
stop.
my entire life would
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great.
stop.
Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, share Michael.
Boom!
I'm Latino and
Oh,
my people
oh,
are being racially
shit.
profiled.
Stop. Holy fuck.
Why
Keep
spend
it on.
years piecing together trading strategies on your own?
Holy
After a decade
fuck,
of
he went
experience in
off.
the markets, I've developed a framework that helps
shit.
traders.
To the cameras, please.
Well,
are you familiar with the case in question?
That's gonna be it, folks. That is gonna be it. Hold on, I found it. Let's go.
It's a big difference.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
Simple as that. We just have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot of people other than the black people.
There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Let me just share Michael.
Other than the black
Anna and share Michael.
There are a lot of people from
Share
many
Michael. I think you actually misheard what she. I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard.
She said.
Yes, she did.
So now you're in my
Share
brain?
Michael. Listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I who have advocated for black people my entire life would say something like that?
Anna,
because you've advocated for black people, great. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, share Michael.
That's right. I'm Latino, and my people are being racially profiled.
Do I have to remind you the history of my people? Do I want to go now?
Oh man.
I'm Latino, and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And not the erosion race. This ain't a race. This.
Okay, we're gonna go to break. Raul, we're gonna go to break. Raul Reyes, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody else, hang tight.
CNN going to break. That's funny. Oh man.
The Gen Z Latino voters map. Put up the Gen Z Latino voters map.
Bro,
I don't got it.
All the Latino, what was it? 60 or 40%? 40% of Latino men voted for Trump.
No, we're gonna pull it up.
Half of the men vote Mexican.
That's crazy. Did y'all know that more Latino men voted for Trump than for Harris?
Men voted for Trump, man.
Yeah.
Yo, people
Gen Z
agree with this.
4 million Hispanic people vote for Trump.
Hold on.
We know.
They had 1
Hispanics
million
love
black
Trump,
people.
man.
So there it is.
They
right
want to
there.
keep their money.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
How else can you get discriminated against if you got a ID, social
There it
security
is.
card, and a birth certificate that say you was born in the United States of America?
This is
In your
Gen
mind.
Z Latino voters. Anna Navarro. Gen Z Latino men are racially profiling your people. Cause they wanted to point it too. 53.5%
debunks
it. Debunked. She talking about
media
oh,
and we pulled up all
she said black people were brought to this country against their will illegally so they can come. Bitch!
What?
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Because that's not a good
We
time to
don't
bring
want
that
some
up.
people here.
She said, I said it.
The Latinos want some people here. I advocate for you Negroes.
Slaves! Niggas! Y'all did the same shit!
Hey, I want you to know.
Yeah, they fired up.
And Latino voters don't want your people here either.
All right, guys.
They don't want
Let me
us
know what y'all
either.
think in the comments.
Man. Oh man. Well, that was the end of our video. I hope you found it entertaining. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you.